It is almost fall and I am ready. The only problem is the weather here never seems to get the memo until late October. I don't know about you, but I am craving all the cozy vibes of fall. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I make my home feel like fall, no matter what the weather's like outside. These are super simple things that you can do right now to bring in some warmth and coziness without waiting for the temperature to catch up. The easiest way to make your home feel 10 or even 20 times cozier is starting with a clean slate. Before I add any touches of fall, I like to go through and give the house a refresh. This doesn't have to be an all-day deep clean. Just going through and tidying the main spaces, clearing off countertops, or tackling that pesky pile of laundry will go a long way to giving you a fresh feeling for the new season. Think about it this way, cozy only really feels cozy if there isn't clutter fighting for your attention. Now that we have a clean slate in here, let's bring in some extra cozy. I like to think about all 5 senses when decorating, and for touch, textiles are everything. Textiles do so much for the feel of your home, and this is where I like to bring in some warmer, richer tones and textures. Even if we're talking about one warm orange pillow or something that has a chunkier knit, it instantly makes the space feel cozier. When possible, I actually prefer using pillow covers rather than individual pillows like this one. The pillow covers tend to be cheaper, they're way easier to store in the off season, but they still give the same big impact. And then of course there are throw blankets, my weakness. I love to drape a cozy throw blanket over the side of the couch, over my reading chair, or at the end of a bed. For fall and winter blankets, think about plaid, boucle, fleece, sherpa, chunky knits, anything that looks warm, soft, and touchable. If having a cozy blanket draped over a piece of furniture doesn't sound cozy to you, I kind of relate. Visual clutter really impacts me, and let's be real. Right now, this is the cleanest that my house is going to be. I have a 1-year-old, and this living room doubles as her playroom, so typically there are toys scattered everywhere, and I will probably go back and forth myself having this blanket out when the house is clean, or storing it when all of the toys are out and I just need a little bit of that visual clutter gone. We've got this dedicated cozy blanket basket, and it is really handy because I can easily pull blankets in and out depending on if I want them out for a cozy touch or if I need them put away to handle my visual clutter a little bit. And of course, we can't forget about the kitchen. We keep kitchen textiles pretty simple. I have just got a drawer here that all of our dish towels and things go in. I used to swap out dish towels hanging on our stove seasonally, but I don't do that this year, mainly because I've got a toddler that loves to pull it down and drag it all across the house. So we don't leave dish towels up there currently, but I do pull all of my seasonal dish towels out to use first. These used to go on the oven. I've got some Thanksgivings, and just in general, these really great fall tones, oranges, patterns. I love all of the plaids, and like this one, so good. Perfect green color. So I just arrange this drawer and make sure that the ones that I'm pulling out for fall baking and things like that feel fall too. Now let's set the mood with scents. For me, it is candles, diffuser swaps, and simmer pots. I love beeswax and soy candles for a subtle, clean ambiance. Even if you go fragrance-free, the soft glow of a candle just screams cozy. We have become very fragrance conscious, and the hardest part about that for me has been candles in the fall and winter because you just can't beat those classic smells. So we have found a few alternatives that are a little bit cleaner fragrance wise. Nothing's gonna beat the fragrance free, but it's a step in the right direction. We also live in an old house, so having a few fragrances throughout the house kind of helps offset the old house must a little bit. We love Antique Candle Co. These are soy candles and they have the most incredible fall and winter. I mean summer too, but fall and winter are the time of year that I buy candles. Anyway, the most incredible scents. This one is called Home for the Holidays, and it's the most classic Christmas. It transports me back to my childhood. So I'm gonna hold on to this one until Christmas, and I am gonna burn this sampler pack, which is really exciting because these are all beautiful fall scents in little 2-ounce jars. There's pumpkin spice, fall harvest, clove and pine, autumn woods, cozy cabin, mama's kitchen, fireside, country home, and apple butter. I have had most of these in the regular size candles, but I gotta say Mama's Kitchen and Apple Butter are my two absolute favorites. Mama's Kitchen is literally just fall in a jar. Apple Butter, classic apple scent. We also have a Pura, which has incredible scents that are cleaner fragrances, and I absolutely have some favorite fall scents. My number one is Apple Orchard, and that's a scent by Pura themselves. Two other Pura ones that I love are Cozy Cashmere and Vanilla Chiffon. Those are just fantastic fall, maybe into winter scents. And then the Simmered Cider scent by Times. Is that how you say it? I always second guess myself, but I love most of their scents. Their Balsam and Fir is my absolute favorite winter Christmas scent that ever existed. And I really enjoy the Simmered Cider also for fall. For a completely natural scent, simmer pots are perfect. You just fill a pot with water, toss in a few ingredients, let it simmer, and your whole house smells amazing. And you can tweak it based on whatever you have on hand. Apples, orange slices, cinnamon, cloves, star anise, whatever you have works. I prefer cinnamon sticks, but today I only have cinnamon powder, and that's gonna work just fine. We are gonna use an apple, ground cinnamon, ginger, apple pie spice, and nutmeg. I literally just chop up my apple and drop it in there, peel and all. Sprinkle in some spices. It's as easy as that. I am going to get this to a boil, and then I'll turn it down and just let it simmer on low and fill our house with that incredible scent. Oh man, I wish you could smell that. I guess you'll just have to try it out and let me know what you think. Lighting is another huge piece of ambiance. Typically, overhead lights, like the can lights in our kitchen, are harsher, whiter, or even bluer toned lights. And let's be real, cozy just doesn't happen under bright white lights. In the evenings, we like to switch off our big lights and leave the under cabinet lights in our kitchen, our lamps, and candles going. If possible, grab bulbs for your lamps that have the warmer tone rather than that whiter, cooler tone. Layering warm-toned light creates that glowing, cozy feel that we're going for. To me, one of the hallmarks of fall is slowing the pace and preparing ourselves and our homes for the winter to come. It seems like slowing down gets harder and harder to do, but I really think that it is so important. Something that we're doing this fall is creating intentional cozy corners that invite us in for some slower paced evenings. That includes this cozy reading corner that has a blanket, light, and a book right here ready to be read. It's also making sure we've got board games on hand, ready to be pulled out. And for Julia, we're swapping out for some seasonal books on her bookshelves that will be ready for family reading time. That's another simple swap that makes her space feel cozy, festive, and part of the season too. Sound is another powerful yet often forgotten or just underrated way to set the mood. I've been working on a cozy autumn playlist that I can have running in the background while I'm cooking or just milling around the house. Think jazzy instrumentals, classic crooners, acoustic covers, and some softer fall-inspired songs. It's been a great background soundtrack to add to that fall coziness. Last, but certainly not least, is taste. Fall is all about the flavors. Pumpkin, apple, cinnamon, maple. They're incredible. I love making a classic apple pie or crisp to welcome in fall. You don't have to bake a whole pie to get those fall flavors in though. I have been loving this cinnamon pecan nut granola. I have been mixing this into my Greek yogurt, and if you want to take it a step further, add a diced up apple and some maple syrup. It's like fall in a bowl. That has become my go-to breakfast in the mornings. Thank you to my sister-in-law who found this and recommended it. Aside from desserts and nut granola, there are so many great ways to tie fall into food. Think about chili, pot roast, just all the soups and the warm, comforting, hearty meals that you get in fall. The acorn squash, the sweet potatoes. I'm so excited to make some delicious and comforting fall meals. We are pulling out the fall decor box. This is a pretty simple, it's a very simple box of some of my favorite fall decor. I do have more, but last year we actually went through all of it and really simplified. I kept out only the things that would fit in one box so that it would be easy for me. Last year I was 9 months pregnant at this point, and I knew that I would have a toddler this year, so I wanted to keep it simple. Everything else is in longer term storage, and I'll pull that out for a future home. But while we're here, we're keeping it pretty simple, and I have just got a few things in this box that we're going to pull out. This is my favorite fall decoration. I could put only this out and I would be so happy. This was a gift from my Meemaw. She had this in her house when I was growing up and I just loved it. I named this Lumpkin after Lumpkin the Pumpkin movie. And so I love getting Lumpkin out every year. She gifted it to me once we actually had a home that I could decorate. And I love it. So Lumpkin comes out. I have got this little glass pumpkin that I put in our china cabinet. This is another gift from Meemaw that is a multicolored jack-o'-lantern, and I usually sit this in the bathroom. I keep things very simple and minimal decoration-wise in the bathroom, and I like to do stuff that's glass so that it's easy to wipe off and just keep clean. And then there's this little guy. When we were on our honeymoon in Steamboat Springs, we got several ornaments from a local glass blower. We actually got to go back to Steamboat Springs and to the glass blower's shop a couple years ago. We did. You didn't go. You weren't here yet. But we went there and I saw that they had pumpkins, and I didn't have any fall decor from them that I could put out, so I got this pumpkin and this pumpkin. And most likely I will probably just put these in the china cabinet, but I think that they're so beautiful handmade by Kirk and Caitlin Witten. Solar Flare Fine Art is their website if you want to look them up. We love every single piece that we've gotten from them. Believe it or not, that is it. 5 pieces of fall decor, and I am so happy with that amount. I could put these blown glass ones in our bedroom and then keep this like white with my white and gold china. This stack's getting a little tall, but typically I just set it right there. I would pull some of the plates out of there also, just so that it's not quite as visually heavy, but I don't have a place to store it. So we're doing what we can with what we have right now, and when we have more room to store the stuff that we're not using at the moment, then we will do that. But I do like the idea of putting the blown glass pumpkins in our bedroom. I'm thinking something like that, just to simplify the top a little bit. And a basket of gourds. These are from Pappy's garden. These and the pumpkins that we put on the porch. Him and Meemaw saved the seeds from gourds that we bought last year, planted them, and now they had a beautiful patch of pumpkins and gourds this year. Even if it's still hot outside, adding some porch decor makes your home feel festive from the moment you arrive. Adding some mums, pumpkins, or just a new simple wreath go a long way. We've done more elaborate setups and we've kept it simple, and honestly the simpler porch displays tend to be my favorite. Last year at this time I was 9 months pregnant, so we kept it simple with just a couple plants and a new wreath, and it was so lovely and festive. Now that our house is ready for fall, I'm feeling like trips to the apple orchard and pumpkin patch are in order. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope that you enjoy all of the cozy and nostalgic feelings of fall, no matter what the weather's like outside.